IndyCar Ministry here. My name is Brian. I'm one of the chaplains here at IndyCar Ministries, and we are in the race to Rome, right? We've been studying the book of Romans so far this season, and we are all the way to chapter 10. Now, chapter 10, I enjoy this chapter. One, because it talks about salvation, but two, it talks about our calling, right? And I find this chapter to be both something I enjoy, but also, if I'm being transparent and honest, something that can be challenging, right? In Romans here, Paul in verse 9, he says, because if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. I'm going to stop right there for one moment, because this idea of confessing, right, it's speaking out. It's saying that God, you are God, and I believe in you. But I think here, Paul is challenging us, right? Are we confessing that God is God of all? Or are we confessing that God is God in the moment? Or God is God when it's convenient? Or God is God when things are going bad? But Paul is saying, when you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord, that you are saying everything, just not some, but everything, God, is yours. And I'm giving this all up for my hope and my faith in you, that I know you have plans for me, right, to prosper me, that I know that I'm the head and not the tail in you, right? And oftentimes I think maybe we get to this place where we just confess because we hope that it changes something, right? But if we're also not confessing the things that are holding us back from maybe all that God has for us, then we're living with this divided heart, right? Part of it is faithful and loyal to God, and the other part is faithful maybe to the things that were our old ways, right? And God is saying, confess, believe with not only your head, but your heart that Jesus is Lord and you will be saved. So this is confessing that God, the gifts and talents that you've given me, the job that you have provided, the home that you've provided, the family that I have, the community I have, all those things I confess, Lord God, that you are Lord of all, just not Lord of today, the moment, whenever is convenient. But you are Lord of all. And when you do that, next, Paul follows up with this in 14. He says, how then will they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how are they to believe in him if they've never heard? He's setting the stage for what we are to do, right? We are then, through this confession that God, you are God of all, that we are then called to go out and be the spokesperson, the hands and feet of God. We're to bring him into the places that he has called us to go. It is not a coincidence that you have the job that you have. It is not a coincidence that you're in the family you're in. It's not a coincidence that you are where you are watching this today. It is because God has a purpose for you, and that purpose is to be his hands and feet in places that you are already going. See, I think oftentimes we think, oh, when I say yes to Jesus, he's going to reassign me somewhere new. And guess what? He's assigning you to be the hands and feet, the salt and light in the place that you are called to be today. So whether that is making coffee at your local coffee shop, or turning wrenches on a car, or making telemarketing phone calls, guess what? That place that you are at is where you are called to be his hands and feet, because people need to know the love of God. And it's not being that person that's kind of awkward and weird and preaching the gospel around the office place. No, it's simple. It starts with the sharing of a coffee, sitting down at lunch with a colleague. It starts with a smile. It starts with you being who God called you to be. And through that, he will open up doors of opportunity for you to share God's love. And it's through that love that will change people. That love that someone first shared with you, right? Because probably long before you believed, there were people in your life that were watering the seeds, that were tilling the soil, that were weeding out weeds that had come in to kind of choke out the growth, right? There were people involved along the way. It wasn't just one morning you woke up and saw a Bible somewhere and said, you know what? today's the day. Maybe it did happen like that, but more than likely it was others involved being the hands and feet of Jesus. And that's what we are called to today. So today, I want to challenge us all. Think of the people along the way that helped shape, helped lead you to your place of faith. And today, I want you to look at your place, the job, the family, wherever it is that you're going, as your opportunity to be that person to someone else. As always, have a great Wednesday, and we'll be back next Wednesday with another Wednesday Wisdom. Have a great day.